Are you ready for your next storyteller?
Yeah.
All right. She just celebrated her 10-year anniversary working in public relations for the Elmhurst Public Library. She grew up in southeastern Michigan, graduated from Eastern Michigan University, and then abandoned the state for greener pastures. She enjoys warm sweaters, walking her cat on a leash, and black coffee. Please put your hands together for Cher Moore!
I grew up in a fairly small family, just parents and siblings. I didn't have grandparents or aunts, uncles, or cousins. So I missed out on a lot of things that some of you may have experienced, like baking with your grandma, or sleepovers with your cousins, or torturing siblings and cousins. I had to do all that on my own. One of the hardest things growing up was that one assignment that I'm pretty sure everybody got in school: draw your family tree. My classmates were drawing these great big strong maples and these big leafy elms, and I basically had parent, siblings. I had a cactus. So it was a little upsetting because that assignment kind of kept happening over and over again. And the reason that I didn't have any extended family was because my dad left home when he was a teenager. He actually ran away from home. He ran away from his parents, his grandmother, and 7 siblings. I didn't know why. I didn't ask him why. Didn't really get too much information out of him over the years. Until 8 years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. And so at that point, I tried to drag every bit of information out of him about his family. I don't know how many of you have experience with cancer, but it can affect the brain. So I was asking this possibly not all there man to recall information from 50 years prior about his family, and hope that it was true. Hope. My dad passed away shortly after 2011, and I decided I was going to find his family, my family. I was going to find my family. So I, using my resources, as well as others, I started to look. I used the information he gave me along with hunches and things that my mom kind of knew, but we were really dealing with searching for a needle in a haystack among like 1,000 haystacks that might be the right haystack, but we weren't really sure. So I started looking for his parents, which I didn't know if they were alive or not. I found some information which led me to some of his siblings whose names I wasn't totally sure of. Found some birth dates, some marriage licenses, some information, but really wasn't finding a ton. So I started sending out emails, phone calls, all kinds of ways to contact these people and say, excuse me, are you my family? I sent out dozens of emails like that. Every single one came back, I'm so sorry, good luck on your search. I called people and I said, excuse me, are you my family? I promise it was a much better line than that. But basically, calling people asking, you know, this is my dad, you know, he was born here and here are details about him. Is he your brother? Across the board, no. One woman I called twice, a year apart, and the second time I called her, she so sadly informed me, no, she was not my aunt, and you haven't found them yet? And I really was kind of losing hope at this point. It had been almost 5 years. I was getting pretty depressed. I wasn't sure this information was even correct. And so I basically got to the point where I said, okay, we're gonna do one more search through all the siblings, and that's it, this is done. I'm gonna abandon this because I can't spend the rest of my life doing this. As you can imagine, it takes a big toll. So I went through all the siblings, who I don't think I've mentioned this, but my last name is Moore, their last name is Moore, they all had really common first names. So I'm looking for a Michael, a Dale, a Jack, a Pat, a Linda, a Nancy, and a Gayla. I was like, great, this is gonna be super simple. So I went through the entire list. Second to last, I get to Gayla, and I'm like, come on, Gayla. You're the only one. This is, like, if I'm gonna find you, it's gonna be through Gayla. So I started trailing her through multiple states, all over, through a military family. So I had California, Hawaii, Nebraska, Nova Scotia, Tennessee, all over the place. I had no idea where people were, what years, because if anybody's done any genealogy, you know they give you a range and it's like 30 years. So they might have lived there in 1975 or 2005, never know. So I finally tracked her to what I thought I tracked her to, Indiana. And so I went on Facebook because Facebook, right? And searched for Gayla in Indiana, and I got 3 results. 2 of them were way too young. One of them I thought, maybe she looked like me? I don't know what I'm gonna look like as a 65-year-old. I'll tell you really good. But, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna send her a message. I'm gonna give her a little bit of information and just see, like, just, you know, here's my dad's information. Does this sound like your family? Does it sound like I am your family? Sent her the message, waited forever. It was a day. But, it was a day, waited, and you can actually see on Facebook if somebody's read your message, and she had, and I'm like, okay, anything? So I pack up, I'm leaving work here, and I'm driving home. I'm driving east on St. Charles, and I'm just to 290, 294, like that bridge that goes over. And as I'm getting to the top of the bridge, my phone dings. And I hope there's no cops in here, but I looked at my phone while I was driving. And all I see is a text message, and it says, yes, it does. I was bawling really hard by the time I got to the end of that bridge. I was crying so hard, I had to turn into that church that's right at the end of the bridge. I'm not sure what kind of church it is, but they have a great parking lot. And I sat there and just sobbed. How then? I looked for 5 years. My dad had left home over 50 years ago. I had found them. It was amazing. I was just beyond stunned. I called my sister and just basically screamed/sobbed into the phone until she understood what I was saying. And then she was sobbing into the phone back to me. And eventually I hear a knock at my window. And I'm like, what's happening here? And somebody from the church was concerned because apparently I had been sitting there for a really long time. I said, no, I'm fine. So I found out that I have an Aunt Gayla. I have uncles and aunts. I have 7 of them. I have so many cousins. I have, I don't know what they're called, but cousins have children. So I have those, and some of them have, like, I have family that I don't even know the name for, like so much family, and it's incredible. We actually met 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. We all met in California, and we got together at a cemetery, and I saw my grandfather's grave, which I never thought would happen. We brought my father's ashes, and we spread them with his dad. Brought my dad home after over 50 years. And I thought it was really appropriate we were in California because my little cactus of a family tree was this just massive redwood.